Greetings, welcome to Business Chronicles. My name is Solomon Tumwesigye. I'm your host here at Business Chronicles, which is hosted at Studio 84, a podcast studio along Lithuli Avenue in Bugolobi, Kampala. Studio 84 is set up to facilitate individuals and organizations tell their stories and along the way position themselves as authorities at what they do, because we believe that everyone has a unique story to tell and is an authority at something. Today is a special episode because I host a person for the second time here. She was here last year and a lot has changed. She doesn't even know what I'm talking about. A lot has changed. She even has a title. Last year, she was just Agnes Mbabazi. Now she is Dr. Agnes Mbabazi. Agnes, let's start from there. What happened?
Thank you very much, Solomon. Very happy to be here once again.
Yes.
It's always an honor having me on this podcast.
Yeah.
You already introduced me very well. What happened?
Yes,
Life
doctor.
happened.
Life happened.
Life happened.
So,
when you work very hard, life happens.
Agnes,
So life happened.
yes,
Yeah.
I know you as a farmer.
Yeah.
I know that you're very passionate about farming and about farmers.
Yeah.
So this doctorate that you got,
Yeah.
who are you treating?
It has nothing to do with treatment, definitely.
Exactly.
And what can I say? Like I told you last time, I've been in this industry too long, so I've done so many projects, especially in livelihood.
Yeah.
So this PhD is actually based on the work that I did in the refugee communities.
Wow.
And then I was awarded a honorary PhD from Viridian University in Texas, Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
And basically because of the work I do in agriculture.
Wow, Agnes.
Yeah, that's it.
So in case you were wondering who we are talking to, she is an honorary doctor according to the work and the things she has done. I don't think we have a bigger authority when it comes to agriculture and supporting farmers and things like the things she's about to tell us. Agnes, thank you for coming back.
You're welcome.
Now, the last time you were here, we talked a lot about CropLife.
Yes.
You had the first ever CropLife symposium coming up. It was a success because I was there. You invited me and I showed up.
Yes.
So what were the key highlights from the first symposium last year? You're still the president, that I know. What were the big takeaways and what has been happening since, briefly?
So last year was the inaugural symposium for CropLife Uganda. Just for starters, the people that missed us last time, CropLife is the apex body for all manufacturers and importers of agrochemicals and fertilizers in Uganda and beyond.
Yes.
And it's a membership organization. We are an affiliate of CropLife Africa, Middle East, and CropLife International.
Yes.
So it's not just a local association here in Uganda.
Yeah.
And we subscribe to all the core values of CropLife International, but most importantly, to become good stewardship of our products that we deal in, knowing very well that these are products that, if not handled well, they can be harmful to human beings, to the environment, to animals, and to aquatic life.
Yeah.
So we seek to promote good practices in agriculture, supporting farmers and supporting all the importers with many basic things, but most importantly, safe use, which is the highlight. And so, like you mentioned, I'm the President CropLife Uganda, and this is my second year in office. And last year, when I became the president the other time, I looked at what I can do better and what can I bring on the table as a leader. And if I leave tomorrow, what will I be remembered for?
Yes.
Having done in CropLife Uganda.
Yeah.
And so we came up with this idea of, together with my board, we came up with an idea of a symposium, a platform basically that brings all players in agriculture sector to have a conversation, a dialogue, to speak science, basically.
Yeah.
Because if you see today, there's a lot of politics. Farming has become so good to people. People have become farmers at any level. Everything is about farming these days. You've heard things like manyi terimba, coffee. Everything is about coffee.
I was coming to that, and how you are to blame.
But anyway,
But,
so because of that, we thought that we need to come out as an industry.
Yeah.
What for me sparked off the preparations was the fact that there were so many stories in the newspapers talking about carcinogenic products. You know, like you find an article in the newspaper saying vegetables are killing people. Or you wake up and find an article saying agrochemicals have killed everybody and we are still living.
Yes.
So we said as an industry, we owe it to the people to come out and speak science. We speak beyond politics, beyond, propaganda.
Yes.
Teach people exactly what it is, but also have conversations in that room beyond the agrochemicals and fertilizer space. But also to talk about what other developments, what other interventions, what's happening globally in this agro sector, what's going to happen in the next maybe 10 years or 5 years.
Yes.
So we decided to bring all the manufacturers. You must note one thing, that in Uganda, we are not manufacturers. So the manufacturers are global companies, and these are multinational companies, and our membership is comprised of the top global companies that you can, maybe you've heard about, like the Bayers, Syngenta, UPL. Those are the memberships globally, and they are members in Uganda. And then locally, you have the companies that are importing, the names that you may also know. The Balton, Bukola, Agrifarm, Osho.
Agrifarm. I know Agrifarm.
You know Agrifarm. so Agrifarm is my company. So I'm just being unjust to myself. But anyway, so we decided to have this conversation, to have science in the room. So we brought all the industry experts, global, regional, and local. And we had such very good conversations. And of course, we focused on safety. Health and safety, how safe are the agrochemicals, how do we handle them, how do we get this knowledge to the farmers, because our role is to protect the farmer.
Yes.
And so we had these conversations, and it was amazing. We were overwhelmed by the attendance. We planned for 200 people. We had 262 people in the room. Wow. We had 14 countries represented in the room. Yes. It was amazing. Wow. We had the different ministries that work with us, Ministry of Health, Bank of Uganda, Ministry of Environment. Of course, Ministry of Agriculture is our umbrella, our regulator. So they were part of the partnership with us. And all the companies were in the room. And the conversations were really amazing. But for me, what stood out then was we're able to articulate those products that are identified that are causing cancer, as people say. Not all of them cause cancer, but they're different levels. Some are dangerous to aquatic life, others are dangerous to bees. So we brought out all these conversations, and the experts in respective areas, entomologists, agronomists, were in the room, and they were able to explain. And one of the people that stood out was Honorable Professor Ogenga Latigo. He brought out all the very good articles that had been in the newspapers and demystified all that had been talked about in the newspapers. And I was very excited that the inaugural symposium was very good. And in my closing remarks, actually my opening remarks, I promised that we shall have this annually. So this one coming on 20th and 21st of May is a fulfillment of the word that I promised on that day. I had to make so sure that I keep my word. But as a board, we decided that as long as we are in this position, we are going to have this kind of conversation every year, because it's the only, can I say, apex body conversation. It's the only big event we have in agriculture, bringing together the key players in the sector. But what is different this year, we are bringing seed on board. Because after speaking last year, we were advised by different people, the commissioners, and they said, you cannot talk about fertilizer and crop protection products and you leave out seed, because seed is a sister input to them. So we are bringing seed on board, and we have conversations around seed, because we also acknowledge that seed, it starts with a seed. A crop starts with a seed. And so because of that, we have now seed. So it's now agrochemical, call it crop protection products, fertilizers, and seed. And so the conversation is going to be around there.
If you get the seed wrong, it doesn't matter how much fertilizer you put.
And the reverse is true.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Agnes, so many times these conversations happen, big hotels, boardrooms, and they stay there. You know, we get articles in the papers, the politicians are there and all that. What has happened since the good conversations then that actually encourages you to see that this thing is actually working?
Oh, thank you very much. A lot has happened. For me, the one that stood out, when we had a conversation last year, my presentation and the presentations of many people was about the 14 products that were listed for being deregistered on the Ugandan market.
Wow.
And of course, this is with many different guidelines from the EU, from many, partners. So we had a list of products that were under conversation under the Ministry of Agriculture. The process of registering and deregistering lies with the Ministry of Agriculture.
Yes.
And there's a whole department responsible for that. And we had the commissioner in the room and all the technical people, the inspectors, the Agrochemical Board, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Crop Inspection and Certification Department. Yeah. And so what was not clear then is what was the fate. Were those products going to be removed or deregistered? Are they still going to be on the shelf? So there was a confusion, and the newspapers were writing different things. The development, the what do you call these guys that keep saying, complaining in the newspapers? The civil society. Yes, the civil society. So everybody was writing.
Hold on, Agnes. My civil society for your definition.
Please take it with positivity. And for me, I respect them because they keep us in check.
Exactly.
Yeah, they keep us in check.
Yes.
Yeah, their complaints keep us in check. Yeah. And so we invited everybody, including them, by the way, because we said, let's come and speak science. So there was this list that it was a big elephant in the room. Everyone is saying this was banned, Marcosev was banned, glyphosate was banned, it's bringing cancer. Everyone is talking about something else. So it was the big elephant in the room then.
Yes.
And between then and now, we held the symposium in May last year, 14th, 15th.
Yes.
Yeah. By October, the Minister of Agriculture, actually the Agrochemical Board, the board that decides on these products, pronounced itself, and out of those products, there were actually 18.
Yeah.
Out of the 18 products, the 9 were deregistered.
Wow.
And the list came officially out. It was actually addressed to CropLife, and we thank the Minister of Agriculture for that. They took the conversation so seriously, and they started working on it immediately. They had been working on it. And so by October, we had the list out. So the 9 were deregistered, and timelines were set. Some were supposed to be off the shelf by June, others by December this year. So come June, they will be out. We just allowed the period of time to make sure that whatever is already in the country is phased out. So they will be phased out by the end of this year. Some June, some December. Now, the remaining 9 were restricted to particular crops, to particular, sectors. For example, some of the products that were highlighted were restricted to construction. Some were restricted to coffee, others to termites, very, very specific. And so the members that import, the companies that import are supposed to actually adhere to this and change the labels and comply with what was put there. And the Minister of Agriculture respectfully phased out these products, wrote to CropLife. And this list has been trending shockingly on social media and everywhere. Wow. The only problem is that the press or the media misinterpreted it. They came up with a big article. Ministry has banned all the 18 products. And this, for me, is why the symposium is extremely important. In the coming symposium, we are going to focus on explaining to the public what has been banned, what has not been banned, what has been restricted to what, so that the farmer out there is not confused, because the farmer is left confused. The people who are writing the media are not even farmers. So they are just writing and causing all these chaos to the farmer. Yeah. So the farmer is confused. And so we need to, in this symposium, it will be very clear what was banned and what was not banned. And we will talk to the media to make sure that they write exactly what is, what exactly we want them to write. Wow. And then also the other issue that we had last year that we have worked on is counterfeit. Yeah. The ministry has done a lot. Since that time, they have actually even increased the number of the inspectors. Yeah. And even as I talk now, because the season has been on, they've done a lot of counterfeit impounding. And so those are among the few things. But there are many other things that have happened, even among the members. We had other members also join because they see the value.
Yes.
So we are thinking that in this symposium we're going to hold, we are going to still talk about now. The other good thing that came out is we did not have the guidelines on what to ban and what to ban and who bans and what period of time and at whose cost. Very ambiguous. Right now, we have clear guidelines that we are actually discussing. So we had a meeting. After that, CropLife Uganda, Minister of Agriculture, NARO, and development partners like CABI specifically supported to have guidelines very clear so that when you're in Uganda and you're an importer, you know that your product is going to be banned probably in 5 years.
Yes.
And that way, we are able to start looking for new technologies that can replace the technology that we are banning out. And those that are not going to be deregistered and have no alternatives, the manufacturers in the room will be able to look at them and say, let's start developing the molecules to replace these ones. So once these guidelines are very clear, we will solve a lot of issues. So the 3 things that are going to be talked about this time in the room is the guidelines of deregistering and registering, counterfeit, and then that list that is trending in the newspapers, media reporting wrong things. We want to speak to the media, to speak to everybody, using all media houses, that this is the right information that you should disseminate. Because we believe they don't have the right information.
No, they don't.
So we shall give them the right information. And so this is why we still have this symposium. And with the so many things that are coming in agriculture, we definitely need this conversation every year so that we have these conversations and then we are able to have so many synergies with different partners and also to help the Minister of Agriculture work with us better and be able to help the farmer, because our goal is to ultimately help the farmer. Every effort we do with the Minister of Agriculture, CropLife Uganda and other partners, we are all looking at one thing, ultimately supporting the farmer.
Wow.
Yep.
Agnes,
yes,
I am going to first take you back a little bit. Maybe this is something we discussed last year.
Yep.
Now, the CropLife.
Yes.
Who are your typical members? The manufacturers?
Yes.
The importers?
Yes.
The distributors?
The importers and distributors are the same.
The importers and distributors are the same. So the
not the
manufacturers...
agro dealers.
No.
Not the agro dealers.
Not the agro dealers. Are there an importer and distributor who is not part of CropLife?
Yes.
What are they missing out on?
So, and this is the conversation we are having with the Minister of Agriculture.
Yeah.
So what they miss out, first of all, this information we are talking about, this list when it came out, it was addressed to CropLife Uganda.
Yes.
I got so many people calling me that are importing. First of all, when the list came out, they sent it to us and we distributed to our members, sent to our member companies. Now, I don't know, the media came up with their own list that doesn't show the reason of banning and the time period and also what was restricted. So what they showed is the first column that showed the molecule or the chemical composition, and then the mid one that was showing the reason. Things like maybe causing, maybe killing bees.
Yeah.
That is where they stopped. So the non-members had that list. And I've had meetings with many of them, calling you, others physically coming and saying, what is what? So we cannot import this? And then we see them and say, no. We give them now the full list that was given to us.
Yeah.
So they miss out on that. On number 2, you see all these things that we are talking about, including health and safety, including guidelines. They apply to all of us. So we get the first-hand information, and I didn't tell you something. Where CropLife is recognized by the Minister of Agriculture, and we have a special seat on the board that regulates these products because they recognize our role. And this is because we have the people who import into the country and also the manufacturers. So the members that are outside here, they don't get to have their views considered. For example, when we were discussing all these guidelines, we were part of the conversation.
Yes.
Where were they? They were not there.
No, they were
so their views are not considered.
Captured, yes.
After the symposium, we're going to hold a meeting because the manufacturers will be in Uganda.
The country, yes.
And we are going to talk about these because the ministry has got to get views from the industry. And so only members are going to come. And so the non-members will again miss out on putting their own views. And then we have other things that come up like taxes, so many things that are coming into the industry that you can only solve as a team.
Yes.
Because no one wants to listen to you as an individual. You know that for sure.
No.
But when you come up as a team and you have a holistic approach and you come as a group that is concerned and that is doing the same business, then the voice becomes louder, clearer, and everybody will listen.
No wonder they listened to you and worked on that list without just doing whatever they wanted blanket.
Yeah.
Agnes, this year,
Yes.
who are we expecting? Who are we not expecting? What should someone who plans to come, or why should someone show up at Sheraton?
Okay, thank you, Solomon. First of all, it's an all invite only.
Invite only.
Invite only. We have invited all the stakeholders that we feel matter to be in the room.
Yeah.
So let me begin from the government.
Yeah.
So from the side of the government, we expect the Minister of Agriculture, specifically the seed department, and then the inspection and certification department. Crop protection, inspection and certification department specifically, but with the holistic approach to MAIF. So Minister of Agriculture is our top.
Yeah.
Is the one we are collaborating with, and we are actually doing it with them, not on our own. And then we expect Minister of Trade, we expect Minister of Environment, we expect Minister of Health, because you see all this information in the newspapers affects our health.
Yeah.
So Minister of Health is extremely important. We expect development partners that are actually playing a role in agriculture. If you're out there and you're a development partner, and you're there probably promoting agriculture, promoting farmers, promoting input use. Even if you're saying organic, you need to be in this room if you're not yet invited, because the farmer that you're dealing with is the one that we're talking about in this room. So we have many development partners, ABI, we have HEFA, the ones that we've invited. We have FAO, World Food Program, all UNHCR, all those ones that deal with farmers, Gold, MasterCard.
Yeah.
So we expect them to be in the room. Those are the development partners. Now we expect, of course, the members top on the list, because they are actually funding literally almost everything.
Yeah.
So we're expecting all the multinational companies, the top 5, Bayer, Syngenta, UPL, all those guys that are top there in the manufacturing R&D companies. We call them R&D companies. And then the importers.
Yes.
Some of the importers that are not CropLife members have actually requested to pay and be part of this conversation, which is very good.
Yeah.
And then we are also expecting academia. Most of these products, actually, the professors are part of the ecosystem. The professors of science, of agronomy. We have academia from Makerere University. We have from Chambogo University. We also have the narrow team.
Yes.
Then, of course, we have the farmers. So we have invited farmers, leave alone the commercial farmers, the guys who are doing sugarcane, the guys who are doing tea, the plantation farming.
Yeah.
But we've invited coffee farmers. Coffee has become so pertinent these days, and whatever we are talking about affects the export. So we are also inviting national associations like Hot Fresh, like the Grain Council of Uganda, UNADA, which is the association for the distributors for these products, the agro dealers. We've invited so many, Agribusiness Alliance, all those umbrella associations that have everything to do with agriculture. And then we have associate members. Those members don't do actually agriculture, but they feed into the same ecosystem.
Yes.
That's among the few. But we've invited many others. Very importantly, we've invited financial institutions. Bank of Uganda, UDB, Stanbic Bank, which is one of our very good sponsors, DFCU, and they will all be in the room.
The guys who give the farmers the money.
Yeah, the guys who give the farmers the money,
And
they
the
also give us
importers
money.
and distributors, yes.
Exactly.
Agnes, so just quickly overview of the program for the 2 days, because many times you invite all these people in the room and sometimes they're just lectured to them or talked to.
Yeah.
How engaging is this going to be when all these guys come? I'm keen to hear what plan you have to make sure that they are being heard.
So last year we did a lot of presentations.
Yes.
And then a bit of panels.
Yeah.
We have twisted a little bit. On day one, the most prominent part is going to be something we've called the CEO Roundtable.
Yes.
This CEO Roundtable is going to have the R&D companies' CEOs that will definitely don't sit in Uganda. But these are the guys that do the development of the molecules. They do the research and development. All that we sell is developed by them. So they know exactly what it takes to develop one molecule to bring it to the table. By the time you see this product that they're talking about that is causing cancer, someone probably discovered it 30, 40 years ago. So these guys will come, the CEOs to these organizations. So this CEO Roundtable will have also some CEOs of companies locally. So we have what we call Pan-African companies. The companies that are not indigenous to Uganda, but they are working elsewhere in Africa.
Yes.
And then we'll have local representation, the CEOs of local companies on that table. This is going to be the most important table because what do we want to achieve? We want the manufacturers, R&D, to tell us. There's a lot of conversation globally about products to be replaced, to be banned, registered. Do we have alternatives? The manufacturers, can you confidently tell us that we have alternatives and in the next 4 years we'll phase out these old ones which are very dangerous or highly hazardous as we term them and bring in new technologies? Many companies are going into something called the biologicals, which is safer. They should be able to tell us whether they have plans to bring new products in under biologicals, which is the safer way. Then the local guys will be able to discuss the challenges of registration. The costs involved, the timelines, can we quicken? And we shall all be speaking to the regulator. And the regulator should be able to listen from the manufacturers, and the importers, and also see how can we synergize to make this process of registration smooth, quicker, reasonably priced, so that we can easily phase out the hazardous products and bring in new products.
Wow.
So this will be a very good one. Now, outside that, we've made it more of panels and discussion. And the idea is we want people to give us a lot of information from other countries. Because, you know, Uganda, we are just here in a confined environment. We may not know a lot of things. So we have people coming from Nigeria. We have someone coming from Zambia. We have someone coming from Jordan. We have people coming from Kenya, from all over the place. And so we believe that their knowledge sharing will open our eyes, our ears, not only us, the industry players, but also the ministry. And then, because we are also working under East African Community and SADC, maybe we can learn from what SADC is doing right, and then we adopt. So we are going to make it more engaging. And then beyond just this conversation, we have the seed companies. They have a lot of technology. Seeds that are resilient or resistant to diseases and pests. So what technologies do they have? So we have the local content, international content, and also the seed policy globally. So we have people coming from Agra to talk to us about seed policy and what we can do, you know, in Uganda that has been done elsewhere. So it's going to be engaging. Then on day 2, we'll have other things. We'll have women in agriculture. You know, today, you can't talk about anything without women.
Okay? About women.
Everything, not only agriculture. So we have the women that have done agriculture at the level of value addition, at the level of technology. Tech is a big deal. Digitization is a big deal.
Last time we talked a bit about AI and how it's taking
a lot has happened. Now AI... it's another conversation.
Yeah.
So then we shall have those, and then we'll have digitization in general. Where is it taking us? And then so many conversations in the direction of agriculture, because we can no longer just look at the farming we used to do. So, and also, you can't sit in Uganda and you're exporting to Europe and you don't want to know what is happening in Europe and how things are done. So it should be a very rich conversation, both global, regional, and local content. And then plus our farmer who will be there listening and ready to ask for questions. Counterfeit is a huge elephant to today.
Yes.
The farmers are losing a lot of money because of counterfeit. We are losing a lot of money as importers because of counterfeit. And the government is losing a lot of money because we pay taxes. So the government is losing a lot of taxes. And then we have something else that is also coming up. Many traders are coming in, many farmers are also coming in to say, we are importing our own products to use in the farm, and they end up selling them. So the government is actually losing money. So it's an interest for everybody.
Yes.
URA last time missed in the room. I do not know why. I really hope that this time they will show up.
Yeah.
Because they cannot just be sitting in their offices.
No.
We pay
And wait to
taxes,
collect
and then they are
taxes,
collecting
yes.
from us, and they don't know what we are going through. So we do hope they will come
Shout
in
out
the
to
room.
URA. If anyone is watching this, you better be in the room.
They had better be in the room. Yeah.
Agnes, as we close,
Yeah.
I know last year you had some big partners on board.
Yes.
Who are your new big partners this time? Who are you sending shout outs to? Who are you thanking for partnering with you? What should we expect?
Thank you very much. I will tell you, Solomon, because last year's symposium was a hit.
Yeah.
Most of our sponsors have actually retained. We've retained most of our sponsors.
Oh, so good.
And also because most of the sponsors are industry people, members, global companies. They see the value because this conversation is important for them, for us to have this. So Bayer East Africa was one of our top sponsors. They've come even now bigger. Syngenta was our sponsor last year. They've come back in a good way. Agra was our sponsor last year. They're still on board. Stanbic Bank has come in bigger than last year.
Yeah.
I want to send a special shout out to Stanbic Bank because they've come out in a bigger way, bigger than last year. I want to send a big shout out to ABI because
ABI
they are
Finance.
new. ABI Development.
Oh, development.
ABI Development is our new sponsor. They've come on board this year. And the members, of course, are there. DFCU Bank this year.
Wow.
Last year they were there. They've come in bigger this year. The rest of the companies, Osho, of course, AgriFarm.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, Bukola,
Yeah.
Ansanja,
Yeah.
Hangzhou, Rainbow, they're all coming on board. So last year, we've retained 90% of the sponsors, which should speak to you something.
Yes, it does.
90%.
It means
actually, 95%.
you got value.
No, 95%. I think we've only had maybe two, and for technical reasons.
Yes.
But we've retained 95% of our sponsors, and we've added about 5 that were not part of us last year. And this is ABI Development. UPL is one of the R&D companies, and Nsanja and others.
Yeah.
So for me, this makes me feel happy, and I would like to thank all our sponsors this year, and also thank the sponsors of last year that have been able to come with us on the next one. All of us know, they know that this is a genuine platform for us, a good platform for us to speak out and to share knowledge. And I said it last year that we will do it next year.
And
so
we-
next
and
year
we
is
are
today.
doing it.
So this year we are doing it, and next year we shall do it.
Agnes, before we close, what have we probably not talked about that we should have talked about ahead of the second symposium?
I think we've talked about most of the things.
Yeah.
But what I want to maybe highlight that this year, the symposium is going to be a little different in terms of composition, of what we are going to talk about, but also most importantly, we want to talk about health and safety on a very, very, high note, because our president,
Yes.
I know I don't talk politics when I'm doing these things,
Yes.
but our president has gotten a target of exporting coffee of 20 million bags. Today, we are statistics show it is between 8.2 to 8.4 million bags. And the target, we've not even achieved halfway. One of the things that are causing us a problem above production and everything else is quality at post-harvest handling level, but also the traceability, what farmers are using. There is a law now, I don't know whether you heard about it.
No.
The European, the EU law about deforestation, EUD. I don't know if you've heard about it.
No, I haven't.
It's a new law that is talking about we shouldn't do deforestation to plant coffee. And so if you cut trees to plant coffee, your coffee will not be acceptable in the EU.
The other side,
Yes. So basically, it's something that is coming up to protect the environment. So it's one of those things that we're going to have a conversation about, because the farmers down there, who is speaking to them? the system is so robust. No one is going to the farmer. But because we deal with the farmer on a daily,
Yes.
we are in a better position to speak to them as
Give
we
them
deal with them
all
every
this.
day, as they buy
Wow.
our fertilizers, as they buy other things. We should be able to speak to them. And also the partnerships that we are looking for as CropLife. We are looking for as many partners as possible to be able to disseminate information about the banned products. Extremely, extremely important for us. The partners that can support us to have this information out there to the farmer beyond just the molecule that has been written in the newspapers, but even trade names, so that a farmer who does not understand a molecule or an active ingredient is at least able to say a product called Solomon was banned. So when they go to the shop, they should not ask for Solomon. As it is right now, a molecule, no farmer understands the molecule.
No.
So we have a long way to go for us to be able to cover this to the farmer.
Agnes, something just occurred to me. Where is UNBS in this whole mix of counterfeit and everything?
So UNBS is one of the stakeholders or the
Yes.
partners. We've invited them.
Yes.
But what is a little different with our products?
Uh-huh.
The main regulator is the Minister of Agriculture.
Oh, yes.
So UNBS is regulates us to a certain degree.
Yeah.
By the main regulator because
Is
of the
minister
nature of our
because
product.
of the nature of the product.
Yes.
You need people who are technically
Yeah.
aware.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
knowledgeable.
Yeah.
But also, UNBS is playing a very big role, by the way. We've invited them last year. No, they were there in the room. I remember. UNBS is a very big partner for us because when it comes to faking products, UNBS steps in a big way.
Yes.
And they have to work with the Minister of Agriculture together. If you're impounding, UNBS probably will come in to do that, and the ministry will come in to test. So it's a very big, they play a very big role as well.
It's a big partnership,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow, Agnes, thank you so much, Dr. Agnes, for coming through.
You're welcome.
I look forward to how this goes this year. And you mentioned the president. We may have a new president then.
No way. We have the same president, and we'll congratulate him that day.
Bigger vision and everything.
Yeah, but thank you so much for having me, Solomon.
Yeah.
And you're invited.
Yes.
Because you need to get all this information. Who knows? You may be getting into the whole process of Emwanyi-Telimba very soon. Thank you once again.
Agnes, you are probably guilty of empowering the coffee farmers but more importantly, Agnes, what our viewers and listeners need to know is that because it's invite only, but we are making sure that no one misses out, whether you're a farmer or a wannabe importer and you felt you should be invited, but you're not, because we shall be live for 2 full days. The link will be shared if you're following this conversation.
Yes.
Actually, as a matter of fact, we could even share a link in the description below of where we shall be live, and then you can follow the conversation there. Thank you so much, Agnes.
You're welcome.
We'll have this conversation again after the symposium. Our viewers and listeners, my name is Solomon Tumwesigye. It's been Dr. Agnes Mbabazi from CropLife Agri-Farm, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Business Chronicles.
Thank you.